Hi, Rani. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Rani. Hi.
Hi.
Rani, since we are waiting for a few more people who have just accessed the link, would you mind giving us your introduction?
I am Rani Punmudi from Chennai.
Okay.
I am an entrepreneur having a Madi Enterprises outlet at Chennai. Primary business is jute bags.
Jute bags. Oh, wonderful.
Uh,
I've been following Palagutta bags.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Great.
I am taking trainings, entrepreneurial skill trainings also, like jute bag making, digital marketing, and millet cooking and all. I am taking trainings.
Oh, wonderful, Rani. That's great. Okay.
Thank you. Nice to join the meeting.
Absolutely pleasure to have you. We'll wait for another 5 minutes or we'll just get going with it. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And by the end of the session, I'll be taking notes of all your email IDs or the attendees. We'll be giving a personal brand checklist for the attendees. But in case you have any queries, I'll be sharing my email ID or whatever plan you get to understand by the end of the webinar. You can share it with me on email and I'll help you carve it out in a really good way. Yeah.
Sure. 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 Thank you.
Okay, Rani. Yeah. All right, so I think let people keep on joining because Abhinav and what was another name? Akanksha have joined. I think they are getting some problem in connecting and reconnecting. So I'll better get going with it. Mannat, you'll take care of the participants.
Yes, sir.
Like you can admit them, right? Because I am removing this window then from it will distract me.
No, I can't see anyone in waiting room. I can only see the
Yeah, so
people.
I'm saying you can admit them, right? You have the rights.
Oh, okay, then. Okay.
Okay, right. All right, so the agenda of today's webinar is largely to help people, the entrepreneurs, the freelancers who are out there trying to carve a niche for themselves and trying to build a space of their own as a personal brand. When we say personal brand, all right, I would rather start it with a recent Quora query that I answered. One gentleman asked me, is personal branding an advertisement of self? So that's not the case. I had written it there. You can check it on my Quora account also. I do not believe that personal branding is at all an advertisement, but it is a way to create your own perception about your own self in the minds of the others. So if you are an entrepreneur or a solopreneur or a freelancer, what you really need to do is you need to carve a space of yourself in the minds of the others, and personal branding is the tool that helps you do that. And that's how it is gaining a lot of importance in the present times, because everywhere the corporates or the small entrepreneurs or the people who are starting up with their parallel paths or passion projects are out there up there to find out and collaborate with the like-minded people. That's why the personal branding is a lot significant in the present times. If we look at the workforce shift, the culture shift in the corporates, people are out there looking for the right mindsets. Okay, hi Abhi, the new joinee who has joined recently. Rani, Abhi, can I request you to put your videos on if that's not too much of a problem? I know we are all in a Saturday mode, but just see if that is not a problem. Let's make it more interactive.
Yeah, I can speak actually. Yeah, video is a problem, small problem in my phone.
Okay.
I
So
can
no
participate
problem.
and answer.
Yeah. So in case you have a query or somewhere, you can just raise your hand or unmute yourself So we'll keep it interactive for the sake of everyone's
Sure.
benefits, right?
Sure. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Abhi, for you too, I would request you to, at least talk in between whenever you can, or, let your face be visible. All right. So I am continuing and starting with the webinar with one step. And okay, I hope all the attendees are keeping a pen and paper handy. So the first thing which I want you all to do is think and write down 3 to 5 keywords which define you. If any of you are attending this webinar over the phone and not carrying the pen and paper, type it in your notepad or any WhatsApp message to any of the friend who never minds that. But write down 3 to 5 keywords that define you or your personal brand, I would say. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. If you want, you can share it with me also, that why you think that these are the 3 words. Also, if you think 3 is too less and you need to define yourself in so many words. So I would say limit it to 3 to 5 to have a very focused and defined personal brand strategy. It will help us during the course of the webinar. So let me know once it is done and you have noted it down. Are we done? Rani, would you like to share? You can speak up the 3 words which you think define your personal brand, 3 or 5, whatever you have written. All right, Manat, would you?
Maybe
Yeah, Rani.
a person who want to improve continuously and contribute to others, maybe the words.
Okay. So that is one. What is the another one?
That has 2 parts. One is improve continuously myself, and the other one is to contribute to the others.
All right. So these are the 2 words, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rani, since there are not too many participants, I am talking to you here right now. Let people keep on joining, because I can see 4 or 5 people are trying to join and they some connection issues. Never mind. So see, based on the brief introduction that you just shared before joining, actually, I would say your one word should be skill builder. Okay. Or a skill trainer. So that's the power of thinking and doing this exercise right here during the webinar, because we are trying to help you give the final 3 to 5 keywords which you have to build on from today onwards, right? So one could be small business enthusiast, or skill development, since you said the jute bags thing, right? Second, you told me that you also impart trainings and equip others become self dependent and self reliant, right? So then the keyword for you could be skill developer or skill enhancer. So somebody who is actually helping others develop their skill set, because these are the words through which we are going to build on your personal brand further. right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
need to start thinking right. So one could be skill developer because you help others, learn new skills. The second is a small business or somebody who is running a rural enterprise. So that rural enterprise, you are a rural enterprise enthusiast, right? Because you are
Yeah.
helping people run small businesses and make them successful at the same time, right? So those are the two
Yeah.
keywords. Then the third keyword, which I would say here, bases your answer. The third one could be um, a learner, because you said you believe in learning and growing every day,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, so I'll come to my answers afterward. Let me hear out from Mannat. Mannat, what are your three keywords?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mannat, we are waiting. Yeah, what are your three keywords? What have you written? What defines your personal brand?
First is opportunity seeker.
Okay,
Second, digital marketer.
okay.
And third one, I'm still thinking because it's too difficult for me to define in three keywords just.
So that's a very good insight for me. Rani, I don't know if you are working with millennials and Gen Z. See, they are openly and they are very clear in their mind. The first keyword says opportunity seeker. So he's right there telling us that he is on and available for the right and good opportunities. So that's what makes employer branding and personal branding for C-suite executives even more, significant, because people are looking up to you for the right opportunities.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Abhi is not active right now. Abhi, would you like to share anything? Maybe you can drop in the chat. So I don't think so. There is no action. Anyways, so I'll share. Okay, now when it comes to my three keywords, when I started working on my personal brand, let's say it happened like maybe 3 years ago, because before that I've been always busy working on my business brand. But now I know that personal branding is important. So, what are the keywords which I started working on? One was entrepreneurship, because this is something which I totally and like I religiously believe in the very aspect of entrepreneurship, and I wanted to tell people that it is absolutely okay. Hello, yeah. So Abhi, yeah, now the mic is mute. Okay, so the thing is, so entrepreneurship is one keyword, because I truly believe that people should pursue it if they have the right kind of passion to do it. The second one, of course, is branding, because that's my bread and butter. That's what gives me business, that's what feeds my enterprise, my team, and my own self. So yes, branding. And then there are arms of branding, like a lot of people turn to me as a person who is a brand name specialist. A lot of people ask me questions about personal branding recently on Quora and LinkedIn. So that means my personal branding is being done in the right manner, because people are coming to me asking and seeking advice on the right keywords. And that is what creates the first step of my content plan as a personal brand. So, like if Rani is a skill builder, a rural enterprise enthusiast, so that means she knows now that what are the kind of content she should be sharing on her personal space, whether it is a website or she is sharing content on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever space she picks for herself. She knows that these are the three key terms where she is going to work on to enhance her personal brand, and in turn gives her more revenue. So I will quickly take you through three amazing personal brands who are, of course, international and Indian both. Like David Goggins, a lot of people in India know him. Why the reason I have put across the net worth is because we need to understand that maintaining and having a personal brand is no less than maintaining and having a business brand. That's the kind of revenues people can make. And all these three personal brand stories which we are going to glimpse through today. One is David Goggins, an author, a marathon runner, and ultra marathon runner, a person who has been inspiring lives, and he is said to be the strongest person alive on the earth because he is the only qualifying living person who has qualified the US Navy SEAL tests, right? So that's the kind of power. But what makes him an amazing personal brand is the story which we can see and which we can actually look at the slide and you can see it yourself, the kind of transformation he had as a personal brand. So here we can see him as a struggler, a person who is not in the best of the mindsets, who is trembling through and fighting his own negative mindsets all the time, looking at his the dysfunctional family behavior and how he is being raised up, and then taking on to the challenges, the physical, the mental challenges, the circumstantial and social challenges, and leading on to transform himself. Today he is one of the New York Times best-selling author. He has the accolades like the most motivational, the most enticing and amazing motivational speaker of the year 2020. So he carries it all, and he's been inspiring people like anything across the world. That's the power of personal brand. And when we go further, go deep into the personal branding exercises which I have for all of you, I will tell you how all these personal brands are different from each other. The next is our own Priyanka Chopra. We all know her. We all know her as an actor, but I'm trying to share what all she carries onto her crown. She's an actor, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a dreamer, a doer, and an achiever. Recently, she has made millions and billions as an investor in the venture called Bumble, which has got funding, which is one of the totally women oriented, keeping the women on top kind of business, and why she has been successful as a personal brand, why we know her more as an actor, why she is more than an actor to the world around, global ambassador. So if you look at her LinkedIn profile, you will get to know that she is 200% more than what Priyanka Chopra we know in India, right? Because she's been a goodwill ambassador, she has been a venture capitalist, she has been investing in a lot of startups lately, and her own valuation as a personal brand goes a really long way down. Why all these things matter here? Why we are talking about Priyanka Chopra as one of the personal brand to look up to and to follow, to see and learn how you can actually do things differently. Like we all have varied notions. The one idea of having a personal brand is to come out of your professional shackles. All of us believe, okay, I have a job, so we think we are limited to that as a strength. We all have passion projects, we all have parallel paths. Why I believe and love Priyanka Chopra as a brand, because she is such a multi-dimensional personal brand. She tells you that there is no need to limit yourself, to limit your thought process and passion projects at all. Recently she has also published her book, which I think I have covered somewhere in the presentation. Another great example why I have included JJ Virgin here is because she is another small time business entrepreneur who started really small and then went on to become a multi-millionaire with by doing the things consistently. So I resonate with the old school thing that this personal brand embraces, that is hard work and consistency. If you think that you want to establish your personal brand, you need to know first, we have already covered the first three keywords, and we need to follow them consistently. The reason I wanted to share about JJ Virgin is for the three principles that she shares. One, if you want to take the island, burn all the boats. So basically, we need to fight all the distractions first. We need to find out that there is a way out, and we need to work on our own will, that it is there and I am gonna get it. Second, we will take those odds. We need to say whatever hurdles we feel. Lot of personal brands I work with, whether they are the C-suite executives, the CEOs, or serial entrepreneurs, all of them have the thing. There is a dearth of time. You need to take time out for your personal branding. It is something which is a huge, huge business investment. It's an investment in your own self. So you need to take those odds. A lot of people say, I cannot write. That's fine. When we manage the personal brand, we help them create content for themselves. We help them outline their personal brand, give them a content framework, and then ask them to work it out on. If they are ready to spend some money and they want real time help, we ask them to record the things they want to bring out to the world, right? So you do the recording, you share that with us, and you help us create, curate, instigating content which helps you build your personal brand and in your outreach. Third, your limitations will become your life. This is one great thing which you will find in all the personal brands. The three here which we talked about, be it the JJ Virgin community, Priyanka Chopra, I'm sure you all have seen a lot of social media videos doing rounds wherein Priyanka Chopra says that she has struggled with the kind of inferiority complex during her teens, that she used to get into the washrooms and eat her lunch. So imagine everybody had the limitations, but they worked on it. Uh, David Goggins, for instance, he has some medical reasons which normally all of us would abstain us from taking the life of a marathon runner, but people do it. Our own in-house personal brands like Major DP Singh, he is India's first blade runner, right? He is a Kargil war hero, but he lived beyond the limitations. I have met him personally. He lives with 50 sharpnels in his body, but he went on to fight his limitations and went on to become India's first Blade Runner. And 2 years back, he also became Asia's first skydiver in the disabled category. So we all need to fight our limitations and then make those limitations become our life. That is one key rule. So if you are a small time business entrepreneur, if you are somebody who is planning to start a YouTube channel, if you are own a small little store, or if you are a home based entrepreneur, you have all the things to bring about your personal brand, to bring about your story, and make your limitations count. I'll tell you how. I'll share some. Now, this is a very small little story here. I have left the Instagram account of Jamie Erickson, which is Poppy's Brooklyn. And the words on the screen here talk about the story which I wanted to share with you today. And this is very much a relevant small time business story which we all should embrace from Jamie, and how she survived during the pandemic by bringing her story out. Now, I know her. I loved her story, and that's why I wanted to share it with all of you. Considering, I think out of the 52 registrants for today's webinar, 40 plus were the small business owners. So that's why I'm sharing this story today. Now, Poppy's Brooklyn is their business is largely they are the caterers. So their main service was catering service providers, and that was their business revenue platform. And she also operated a 3-day store. Now, the 3-day store, she says, acted as their marketing channel, because when you are there, when you are seen, people know you, they reach out to you, they trust your existence. So she also operated a 3-day store which was selling, the cupcakes and pastries and bakery items. When the pandemic hit, the entire events business came to the shackles, and all Jamie was left with was the store. Now what happened is, initially, like since the inception of her business, she's been very open in writing the newsletters, but earlier all her newsletters, the detailed communications were around the products, the events. So basically taking out your business story out there and telling people that, okay, this is what we've been doing, this was the latest recent event we did, this was what we captured during an event, and this was the testimony. Like, so the entire newsletter was about sharing what is happening in the business, what people are loving about their business, what new products they have been launching and all. When the pandemic hit, the event business went for a toss, and all she was left with the small time bakery, which she was running for 3 days a week. Now she started running it for 6 days a week. And what she was doing was, she started writing emails to their customers, the previous ones, the existing ones, those who provided events, as well as the retail customers, as well as on their social spaces. So they started writing emails, and they were open to the core. So Jamie was sharing what is happening with their business, how she was losing hope and how hopeful she is. She was requesting people to buy advance gift cards, to make their business keep up, to run the show like it is. So she started doing this. Everything what the business and she herself as an entrepreneur was facing through, she was sharing it, her story, and she was taking it all out there. She was telling people that what is happening, and how they are struggling. And if there is a new idea today that she is offering a gift card, or they were, how they are, dealing with the pandemic and still helping people by delivering foods. And there is a no touch policy at the small little bakery store, and still they are taking orders. How they celebrated a birthday even during the lockdown by helping with some baked cookies. So whatever was happening in the business, whether it is in the plus or it is in the minus, whether she is losing hope of shutting down her business completely, or she is feeling hope, if she has a new marketing idea wherein she's asking you help upfront, and telling you to help them sustain. So the stories were there. They were not losing out on any communication, and that helped her sustain. And believe you me, how I reached to know this story is through the Women Entrepreneurs Association, which is a global association, and that's when they featured her story. That's when I led from that share to her own space, which is Poppy's Brooklyn. Saw the amazing Instagram posts they have been doing all throughout the lockdown, and inspiring people, to keep hope and keep doing your own thing one step at a time. So that's the power of stories, and that's the power of bringing your personal brand in the best way out. And I will help you create a framework and get your answers for yourself, like how you can do it in your own businesses as we move forward. So, okay, now this Priyanka Chopra thing, which I said, why this slide has come here is the Bumble story, which I told you that they have made amazing business here, and why she or Serena Williams was picked up as the investors for Bumble business, because they are so big personal brands that the business thought that they could be the best endorsers. So this is one more thing which you have to keep in mind. When you become an elaborative personal brand, when you are out there seen and visible, people come to you for the right kind of collaborations. So sorry. So if, to give you my example, if I am somebody who is talking about brand strategy, who is talking about entrepreneurship, who is being featured by some of my women clients as one of their career counselor or a brand strategist, or somebody puts me as a star brand consultant, it gets seen by the others. Recently a magazine approached me and asked me to give an interview, and the last question was, what suggestions do you have for the budding entrepreneurs? So this is all the power of personal brand. Now, the idea of sharing my story here is not to boost about, but to also tell you that all this PR, which we have, which we got for 30th Feb or myself as Jigyasa, is absolutely not paid for. People approached us by the means of getting to know our stories, by the means of seeing our personal brand elements here and there. Of course, we did lot of work around it. We did lot of submits. We helped people. We helped the C-suite executives, and that's how your story flows. And to look at the biggest picture of it, that's the story of Bumble pulling in Priyanka Chopra and Serena Williams as one of the key investors and raising 14.3 billion into their fundings. So you can imagine the kind of power rightly framed personal branding can fetch you. You need to keep up your story alive. You need to share it with the people. And this is what I was talking to you about on the gray background here. This is how the LinkedIn profile of Priyanka Chopra reads. So if you think that your personal brand is out there on LinkedIn, does it talks about all of it? Does it details all that you do? So that is one takeaway which we need to have here, that whatever you are doing, whatever is your skill set, whatever you think you wish to achieve by carving out your niche, you need to put it there to your audiences. Let them learn from it. Let them know that, okay, this is one skill set where you can really help them. So in my case, if it is entrepreneurship, if it is my voluntary experiences, if it is my speaking skills and the academic associations in the past, if it is me as a brand strategist, let this all be visible. Maybe you want to approach one of your skill set in a silent way. You need not put it all out there on your social spaces or in your bio. But if you think that you are open for that kind of an alignment, it has to reflect in your profiles. So now we get on to the action mode. How we can actually cut through the noise, because personal branding is all about cutting through the noise. Like we just did, being an enthusiastic learner, or somebody who wants to learn and adapt, or to just putting it as skill builder. So that's also a part of cutting through the noise and coming it out there. Like if Mannat said, uh, the opportunity seeker, what if he puts it seeking the right opportunity in digital interface or in travel industry? So that's the focus keyword which you need to find out today by the end of this webinar, that this is what I am trying to achieve and this is what my goal is. These are the keywords where I will work. So I will not talk too much about these business brands because I think we are running short of time here. But all these business brands, be it Ronnie Screwvala or Kunal Shah from Cred, they are uh, they are standing out today in the Indian business ecosystems because they have done these 5 things. Those 5 things are: they cut the noise. That means they are not just another business enthusiast who are seeking fundings, establishing a brand, and then moving out, but they are there, they are available. When I say humanize, go look at their Twitter profiles. You would feel like you can approach to them today. They are authentic because if you go and watch their YouTube videos, their interviews, it is all out there. They will share their story, and you believe that okay, whatever it is coming out with, they had their own hardships and the process through which they have built it all there. The network, of course, people follow them like anything. Ronnie Screwwala's story is one of the most amazing stories. He kills all the social spaces in the right manner. If his Twitter profile is the one that brings him out as an individual who is aspiring and inspiring, you will not find him on Instagram, but you will find RSVP movies all over the Instagram. So you need to see what network and how you need to approach that network, and they are consistent. Absolutely, consistency is the key to personal brand. So we'll get into the how part of it. Now, personal branding, why you need to do it. If I have to list down the 10 things which will help you with the personal branding, is you're working to build credibility here. So out of my audiences, if somebody is running a, good look fashion house and they are looking for the B2B kind of business category, they need to know how they can come out as somebody who is credible business provider. Credible business provider, are you taking the orders right? Are there traders who are endorsing you for your services and delivery? So you need to carve a niche in your B2B networks. That's what helps you build your credibility, build trust, bring out the real time stories. There are a lot of stories people are getting through the pandemic, but do not make it stories of empathy only. Bring the stories that bring in the right kind of example setters, the right kind of inspiration, because that's when you build trust. A lot of people are putting in content just for the sake of putting it. No, that's a wrong thing. What will happen is maybe you will see a lot of follower increase on your personal brand, but your contacts will increase. Sorry, your contacts will increase, but people will start to unfollow you. And this is basis the social media algorithms. If you are doing too much of a content sharing which is making a lot less sense to the people, or when you are creating content without checking the facts, you are actually ending up in losing trust. So bring out the real time stories, create right kind of connections, and do personal branding to win contracts. A lot of times people feel, I interact with people and they say, okay, I already have 7,000 contacts, but are those 7,000 contracts giving you any connects, giving you any contract? Are they the people who are the prospects? Will they hire you for any business? Will they add to your personal brand? The chances are maybe no. That's why all the social media spaces have now started to cut down on the fake followers, because earlier there was a lot of this thing that you can buy and get millions of followers. That's not going to help you win any contract or business growth. So you need to be focused on that part. Once we say the clarity, credibility, connection, and contracts, of course, it starts building on the revenue, the confidence. People want to collaborate with you. I have already shared the stories. Recommendations work a lot in personal branding. So make sure that you are open to ask for recommendations. If you are doing good, you should ask for recommendations. There is nothing wrong. A lot of people feel, is it fine, why? And recommendations could be from your seniors, from your juniors, as well as from your colleagues, because you might be a great team player. So do not think that only your boss or your client can give you a recommendation. Anybody who you're working with can recommend you for you as a great team player, as a great contributor, as somebody who inspires, or somebody who is always there, been around. So you need to work it out, that what is the kind of thing that you can ask for in recommendations, and how will that impact and add to your personal brand. So you need to do that, and that will give you the right kind of clarity and focus, as well as bring a lot of clarity around you as a personal brand. Like, people will get to really know you, that okay, this is what you are all about, this is what you can actually deliver, this is where you have helped people achieve success. So you need to do this, and this is how your personal brand is going to help in business building. Okay, since this slide talks a lot about business building, in case any of you have a query here, you can ask me midway. That is fine. I will be taking questions later as well. Now, a lot of people ask me, okay, where do I start? Like, I want to do it, but I don't know where to start. I am really confused on, how I really can bring it all out, right? So the basic questions I took up here: how often I should update my branding? So when we say branding, first thing, it is not very necessary to with branding. When I say branding here, the personal branding also means that you can have your logo imagery, your brand colors, your brand persona, which reflects all over your social spaces. It is also not very important to start with the website upfront, because right now in present times, social media offers you ample of opportunities to start your personal branding. So how often? Very often. You should be focusing on working on your personal brand at least twice or thrice a week. That's the kind of content creation and sharing you need, but you need to do it at least twice a week. If you can do it 3 times a week, it is perfect. I am so myself, how to be a something little different. See, I see personal branding is not only about being little different, it is also about bringing your true self differently. So you need to work on. That's why the very first slide we decided on the 3 keywords. Now we need to see how we can relate our circumstantial and situational stories to those 3 keywords. How it really helps me, or how it binds to me. To give you an example, like when I do my writing for my social spaces, when it is about Quora, I think it is more about my experience and whatever I have learned and delivered in last 15 years of my career. So I just go about it, pick an example from here and there, what I have worked on, what I'm very confident about, and I just create content. So in this case, let's say if Rani asks me about the jute bag enterprise, I'm sure there are some things about rural businesses which she already knows. She can just go out there, find out the right kind of questions and queries on Quora and start answering them. So it is not too much of a difference. But how to be something little different? Maybe she can take up LinkedIn, or and start talking about the hurdles and how she is evolving as a skill builder, how skill building has helped her. Is something which she can do on the LinkedIn differently. At the same time, uh, the third one could be let's talk about Twitter. If she picks it up, Twitter, she can just be talking about her keywords here and there. and making her presence sell around that. Or she can also use Twitter to find out the local PR coveraging accounts, like, since she's based in Chennai, so what all people are doing in and around Chennai. Are there any websites that are featuring the startup enthusiast or the rural enterprises there? Are there any MSME or government kind of accounts on Twitter which are facilitating her kind of role models who are trying to bring in a difference by patching up skill building and rural enterprising? So that's the kind of thing you have to do, and that's what answers the second question, how to be something little different. You need to have a plan in place, and accordingly you need to act. So like we covered, if you have a B2B business, see how you can be endorsed. What is your brand like on India Mart, where people are turning up to find the right B2B traders? But if you are an entrepreneur or a skill builder or a freelancer, you need to have a plan for all your spaces. Then the third question says, is standing out necessary for personal branding? See, the very idea of personal branding is to carve your niche. We are working here to build a perspective about ourselves in the minds of others, right? So yes, you are doing that, but standing out necessary. If you think that you will not do anything and you will be fine, that's not the case. You need to stand out, as in bring your story out there. Talk about what you are trying to achieve and learn. So that way, yes, personal branding demands you to stand out and take your story out there and talk about it. Then the last question on this is, product first or personal brand? Now, see, like I said in the very beginning of this webinar, that personal branding is not an advertisement. So, of course, I would say, if you are a small time business owner, if you are a small time entrepreneur, start with personal branding first. Of course, branding has given tremendous success. We are running brand management for multitude of businesses and it is powerful. But if you are a small scale entrepreneur or a small scale business owner, and all you need to do is reach out there and have a set of customers for your business, you can focus on personal brand first, because that way you might win some collaborators, some working partners, and make a network who will help you build your product first. So if you are seeking the right kind of platform for your product, of course you can start to focus on your personal brand first, because you need to be somebody who has a product which needs the right kind of partners and people who can really help them create a market for that product, right? So the personal branding framework here, you can take notes around this slide. Now, one is choose to personal brand. Why we are all choosing to personal brand? So that we get ourselves clear in our mind what we want to do, then how we want to be seen. Like, I am a I am an introvert when it comes to my family life or something, or I just want to take out my professional side as my personal brand. Would I be comfortable talking about my struggles in the past, or I just want to talk about my success in the present? So you need to get clear on how you want to be seen, heard, and what kind of leads do you need. I heard it from a person 2 years ago, and from then onwards I picked it, that I want to choose the kind of people I work with, right? So maybe that's why I put it there, get leads. In case you want to choose what are the kind of people you want to work with, what are the kind of leads you want to get, so your personal brand will help you define that. You can actually choose what you want to achieve through your personal brand. Then you have to win contracts. Of course, your framework should be that that you are winning contracts. Because I would not say that you are spending an hour here with me trying to learn to personal brand, and the entire framework is not helping you earn business. Because ultimately, we are putting in our time and effort with the very intent of getting business from our personal branding. That's why it is a very resourceful tool. So we need to win contracts. What is your appeal? You need to work it out. What is it that I would take out to the audiences? What is it that, what will be my brand message like? So the very first thing which you need to establish here is how your brand speaks. Work on your brand message. The messaging is very, very, very important. How you have to build on this is work on a list of your target segment, the prospects, that this is the kind of business I would like to capture, or this is the kind of people I would like to impart trainings to. So get to them, start talking, hear out their pain points, try to understand what are the gaps they are struggling with, include them in your brand messaging. Let your personal brand speak about the solutions around those gaps. So how your brand speaks defines your success ratio when it comes to winning contracts through personal branding. Who would you like to work with? Like I covered that. You need to find out that who could be your target audience. How will you reach them? I did it once and I reached out to few people to assess this personal branding thing, like whether people are looking for this kind of a service. Will it be accepted in the market? Are there people who are struggling with certain issues? One gentleman agreed to have a 20 minutes call with me, which I was requesting for the sake of research. And the very first thing he said was, this is so perfect, your message did not said anything about selling. And that's why I'm talking to you, Jigyasa, because you are not selling, you are offering a solution. So that's what you have to do. You have to find the right appeal. You should not come across as somebody who is bombarding his or her offerings to the others. You need to work on your appeal. You need to find out the market which is looking for somebody like you. So this is quickly we'll run through a hands-free personal brand model, which is time-tested, applied, and won, hearts as a personal brand. So this is one of my client who was actually struggling with her personal brand thing, a superbly introvert person who never wanted to be out there and talk about her struggles or hardships. So she's been struggling with what to do, how to do, and what she does not wants to share, what she does not want to talk it out. This is not right, this has got confidentiality issues. So we had all the excuses but no action plan. What did we do? We started doing brainstorming around her personal brand. We decided to work on the keywords which you already have now. So we decided that, okay, what all we can do with her personal branding, what are the keywords, what is the kind of content, what is the kind of visual content we can take out and start talking to people. And that's when we decided to have some task lineup done, and we decided to meet over a tea. I will share this example, it will only take 2 minutes. So I told her that we are meeting for a coffee, and it will be a minimum 2 hours meet. With her all apprehensions, she came and we sat together. I gave her a questionnaire and I told her to give me all the answers and write it down. So basically how I work on this is we work on the Google Documents. So by the time she reached here, I had a set of questions for her, and I asked her that you need to start writing. I needed all the answers from her. She was unaware. She said, why? I said, I need it for your branding requirements. Apparently her business brand is also managed by us for last 6 years. So we got the answers. And then I told her that this builds the first 15 posts of you as your personal brand. And she wondered how. So I explained the process to her that every question has got a trick there, and this is how we are going to link it to her main keywords, her business, which, because there is no point creating and curating content around your business if it is not helping you win contracts and win the image of somebody who is trustworthy and credible in your domain. So the idea of doing her personal branding was to establish her as a thought leader, as a domain expert, and bring it all out on her personal spaces. So, with that one meeting, which went for 2 hours, we had the first 15 posts ready for her personal brand. And that's how this started the loop. Now we have the frameworks ready. We work on month things around her content plan. We help her curate and polish her personal branding content, and we analyze. And I'm very happy to share here that one of her recent posts on Twitter got 10,000 views in a span of 5 days. And I'm sure now the views have even doubled. But that time when we were analyzing, in the next, 48 hours, one post got 10,000 views and some, 48 likes and comments and everything. So that's the power of engagement. Imagine you have only 500 or 600 odd contacts, but you are outreaching 10,000 plus people by doing the mindful content around your personal brand. So now here, since we are already on time, you need to quickly write down on the paper that you have three keywords. Now, what are the mediums which you want to choose? Where would you like to brand? Would you like to have a website? Would you like to start with Quora? Are you good enough to write on a blog? Are you comfortable doing your branding on Facebook groups? That means outreaching people, and that does not mean spending a lot of time on Facebook for the name of personal branding, but dedicatedly finding the relevant groups and curating content for that. Which tools would you like to use? And what form of content? Are you good at networking, so you can capture images and capture the kind of network you have? Are you good on phrasing content on the web, so you can create a lot of content and do the SEO words? So would you like to write, dribble, and take help from somebody who can write it for you? Or videos are a very, very, very powerful tool in the present times. You can do Instagram reels, you can be a YouTuber, but make sure you work on the script. You add value by creating the right videos. Social proofing, like I said, recommendations, testimonials. If you have changed a life, let that person speak about what you did and how working with you actually helped them grow. Influencers, that means reaching out to influencers and building collaborative personal brand. So you need to find out and jot it down. You can write down the yes and no against each of it, what you would like to do. And that's where, how that would happen, when you will actually find out why you are like what you are like. So when you know that, you need to find your medium as per that. Some of the people are doing amazingly well on YouTube, but they cannot write 2 lines of content. Some of the people are writing 365 a days, but they do not like to be on camera. And these are all powerful personal brands. If we talk about the Hustle or Morning Brew Master, they are all newsletters, and now they are standalone businesses. So that's the power of bringing out your talent. One person started with an email marketing thing, and see where they have grown. So you need to find your medium for your personal brand and establish it in the right way. So this, I think I have covered a lot. So I will quickly take you to the basics so that we can close it on time. What you need to do today: first, get a great headshot and make sure that your image or your headshot in sync on all the platforms, because all the search engines, all the algorithms are working perfectly fine. So if people are searching with your name, like if people are searching for Jigyasa Laruya plus brand strategist, I know what are the display images or what are the headshots I have on my social spaces which will reflect in the Google searches. Do you know that? Find it out. And if they are varied images, somebody at a beach is not a great headshot when you're trying to establish a personal brand. So get the right kind of headshots established on all your social profiles today, because from today onwards, you're taking a pledge to be a great personal brand. You want to be known in the right light. Then a compelling bio. So we know the three keywords which we have. We need to create a compelling bio around it. So I would, like if Mannat said digital marketing, and then he said he is an opportunity seeker. The third one he's not been able to carve out. But if we have to work it around digital marketing, so his bio could be a digital marketing enthusiast, open for the right kind of opportunities that excite me and helps me grow as a digital marketer. So that's the very simple one line bio based on his inputs to me, that this is what he wishes to establish himself as. Another example, if I take for Rani, she could be a rural business enthusiast, or we can even focus it as the jute bag thing. So that could be the right kind of hashtags she wants to follow. So she needs to work on, okay, I am a skill builder and a rural enterprise enthusiast who is working closely with the jute industry, or the rural options of developing jute products, because I do not know exactly what they are developing. So that bio should reflect all three things which you want to do and establish. Then have the right keywords and hashtags. Keyword I've already covered. You need to see what are the hashtags that you want to work around your personal brand. It When you do it consistently, it certainly adds to your power. Like I said, for me, I know most of my content, if you go and check it online for over last 7 to 10 years, have been around branding, entrepreneurship, brand management, decision making, learning, you know and 30th Feb, of course, that's my brand agency name. So those are the keywords and hashtags I have been focusing on for good 10-11 years now. The entire content and personal branding builds around it, and that's how we have got to connect today, because I've been consistently working on those things, which brings me here as somebody who can help you carve out your personal brand today. Then storyline. You really need to work on your story, because stories are powerful. Stories help in the top of mind brand recall. So when you go out there and launch your business or your personal brand as a story, tend to remember you. So work on your storyline, that this is how I want people to remember me, and this is how my story is going to evolve. Examples are powerful. Like I said, I gave you an example right now of one client who we have been working on from zero social spacing to 10,000 views. So that's the power. You need to really bring about the examples in the right way. Whatever you've been learning and evolving, and you have elaborated or helped people, bring about your examples, and people are out there to read your stories of failure also. So let everything be there. Recommendations I have covered in detail. You need to start asking and giving recommendations to your clients, subordinates, stakeholders, associates. That shows how collaborative and approachable you are in your networks. As a personal brand, if a person has a lot of recommendations, people trust you more and they find you approachable and appealing at the same time. Mind your network. Like I said, do not go for 10,000 contacts, but go for people who can actually help you or can be your prospective contact. So you need to have the right kind of networks. Lot of time people feel for the sake of personal branding they start networking in and out everywhere. Do you really need to be in that network? You have to have that kind of a focus. And will this network really help me? Because too much of networking actually ends up creating brain fog. We cannot focus on delivering and doing the creating the right kind of value. So we need to know what is the kind of network we want, and to keep it simple and to help you start today, so that you do not feel bombarded by this webinar. Start with one space. Pick out that one space which you think is the simple most to start with. If you are comfortable with 240 words, start Twitter. If you are comfortable with LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, if there are a lot of WhatsApp groups and small business owners are making business out of that, start with one space and start creating all the value for that one space. And one free tip: you can also keep all your spaces synced by using some of the free apps like Buffer. Up to 4 spaces can be managed. So use tools and keep all your spaces synced. All you need to do is fix up the headshot, get the right compelling bio, work on the keywords and hashtags, and just focus on one space at a time, and just create and multiply that content by using it on all the spaces. Start doing it. And like I promised, we will be sharing a personal brand checklist with all the attendees. If you have a question now, we can take it for another 5-10 minutes, or you can also write to me on this email ID if you have a personal brand framework, and surely I will write back to you. Yeah. So any questions? Rani, if you're still there.
Yeah. Actually, currently, I was into this WhatsApp, Facebook, and all Instagram and all for my business for the last 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
Uh, but currently, I find that the podcasting is most suitable for me to share the values,
Mhm.
the learnings about the small micro business,
Mhm.
digital marketing, everything. So I'm in the process of starting a podcast. I hope that will help.
Yeah, podcast is going to help you, but you need to see who is your audience first thing. And are they having the right kind of access to podcast, or maybe it is the YouTube which is easier for them to follow and find. Because podcast is of course one thing which is very useful, but we need to see the stats, like how many people will find it easy to follow us on a podcast, or they are more comfortable following us on our YouTube channel. So basis the audiences that you want to target, you need to take a decision whether you want to do it on podcast or the YouTube channel. Or maybe, like I said, do a quick testing. Just give yourself half an hour, call 15 people who could be your prospects and ask them that what they would like and how they would like to get the ideas on, whether it is YouTube or podcast or one-to-one chats, and then just start doing it.
Yeah, actually, I am in Chennai.
Yeah.
I'm into the Women Entrepreneurs Association and all.
Okay.
Here, that fellow entrepreneurs and aspiring women who wants to be entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
they are telling that when they work, they want to listen to learn the skills or new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
They could not watch more time because they are into some activities always there, because women entrepreneurs, aspiring women entrepreneurs, they are into that their household activities or something like cooking or something. They are more comfortable to learn ideas, new ideas through listening than watching.
So, Rani, in that case, maybe one thing which you can do is you can start creating real short videos on Instagram Reels also, or or the Facebook bites. Of course, like there are industries and people I know who are sending short audio clippings on WhatsApp also. So you can do that, have a podcast channel, and send all the clippings to all these the entrepreneurial members or the organizations which you follow, the associations you are a part of. You can start sending that clippings to them on the WhatsApp groups as well. But to do not, so that you do not lose out on the opportunities, I would say, see, you are already working on that, creating that content, right? Why not post it on your personal spaces as well, so that
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
The links and the details I will share in all the
Yes,
social
because
media.
see, your outreach multiplies. Maybe right now you are inspiring the rural businesses in Chennai, but tomorrow somebody from Karnataka will also call you to address the issues of rural entrepreneurs, right? So
Yeah,
the idea is that have that multiplicity and consistency maintained when you're working on a personal brand. And whatever these stories are, like you just mentioned, that people said it is more easier to hear out. This could be one LinkedIn post, you know and you can ask people that is it so that, and this is a very great insight. A lot of people have told me also when I said that okay, I'm launching a course on personal branding, and this I'm talking about all 50 plus audiences, like their age group is 50 plus. They are traditional business owners with a minimum of 10 cr revenue. Everybody said I would like to have it two ways. That means 5 videos and one-to-one interaction. So I get it from where you are coming. Everybody wants that, okay, I should have the data, I will listen it out at my ease, and then come back to you with my questions. So that's a powerful insight, but you need to see in what all forms you can use that content that you are creating for these associations. And
yeah, sure.
yeah. And also, in case you have any queries going further, or you want me to have a look at your social spaces, you can note down my email ID on the slide right now, and you can share it with me, and we'll interact on email, and I'll help you, carve it out better for yourself. Yeah,
Sure. Thank you.
right, Rani. All right, all the best. Okay, so
Thank you for the great session.
thank you. All right, so we'll end the webinar today, and hope to see you all on your social spaces as wonderful and beautiful personal brands making and carving their niche out there. Have a very good weekend and stay indoors and stay safe. Thank you.